Hey there, Devils! Welcome back to this week's episode of EVTV. I'm Sam.
And I'm Will.
You may have heard of the fentanyl crisis sweeping the nation, but what many don't understand is what the drug actually is and the dangers involved. For more, we go to Ariana.
It's not like people are just going out and taking fentanyl. It's just all the drugs that people try and experiment with could potentially be laced. And that's just the scary part.
There has been an increase of drug busts on I-70 here in Eagle County. A common synthetic drug found was fentanyl.
So fentanyl's really nasty, right, if it's misused. So fentanyl is considered an opiate, which is a drug classification for a pain-relieving substance. So it starts with Tylenol. Actually an opiate is Tylenol, and it goes all the way into a very heavy addiction criteria where we have fentanyl. Fentanyl is up to 100 times more addictive than morphine.
Fentanyl is added to illicit drugs or counterfeit medications to increase return sales.
It could be in what somebody thinks is cocaine. It could be sprinkled on something.
And so it's just a couple grains of, the equivalent of a couple grains of salt can actually kill somebody.
Me personally, one of my brother's friends, I knew him, I wasn't as close with him, I just knew him from my brother, but he died from a fentanyl overdose back in, I'd say, November. And it wasn't like he was taking fentanyl or anything, you know? It was just more or less that he just tried a drug and it was laced, and that's actually a major problem. And not a lot of people realize it because they're just not educated, and they get a bad batch of drugs and then people die. It's scary.
This is just one of many stories. The Colorado Health Institute reports that from 2019 to 2020, fentanyl overdoses had more than doubled.
Anytime, I know friends are oh yeah, this dude gave me something at a concert, it was amazing. They don't really realize how dangerous that can be, because just taking stuff from random people can have serious implications because you don't know where you're getting it from.
So, in Eagle County, 12.8% of high school students and 5.9% of middle school students have taken a pain prescription medication without a doctor's prescription. So it wasn't their prescription. That was from 2019 data. There's other stuff too. We ask you about cocaine, we ask about meth, ecstasy, all of those different things. We're seeing that some of our students here locally are willing to report anonymously that they are using or have used it in the past.
I don't know if you recall, it was probably about 4 or 5 months ago, there was a young man from Eagle County who was down in Boulder, and he ended up getting I believe it was a Zantac. It was a counterfeit Zantac with the same thing. It had the fentanyl in it, and he overdosed and unfortunately passed away.
Although the production of fentanyl cannot be stopped, there are other solutions to this problem.
Just busting the dope dealers is not going to work, because that's kind of almost a futile thing. I mean, it's like we bust them and they keep sending more. And we just now, even today, started discussing getting an additional grant program to establish more education, more training in prevention and use of prevention, primarily in youth.
There are community projects that could help youth from trying drugs that could expose them to fentanyl.
And then we have a lot of our community partners, Mountain Youth, Speak Up, Reach Out, Bright Future Foundation, and Red Ribbon Project. They do a lot to also help by coming in and doing more education in the classroom settings for us, and then doing community stuff too, giving you all something different to do on 420. That's still fun and exciting, and you're with your friends and you're laughing and having a great time. It's just in a safer environment.
There are other resources for those who are struggling with substance abuse and are at higher risk of being exposed to fentanyl.
Talk to somebody, right? Let somebody know you're struggling. Don't be ashamed. Luckily for a lot of students, they have really great people in their building at school. So school counselors, they're such a great resource. Some schools have the Hope Center clinician too.
If you are struggling with substance abuse, you can call the National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP. Eagle Valley Behavioral Health's website, which is eaglevalleybh.org, is another available resource with therapist information along with a 24/7 crisis response number that is 970-306-4673.
There's shame for a lot of people in realizing, oh my gosh, what's going on? What am I doing? But we've seen a lot of young people do amazing things.
This has been Ariana Calzadillas.
Thanks, Ariana, for that insight. Eagle County is home to a prevalent and active four-wheeling community. Now that the snow is starting to melt, we go to Franco and Braden to find out how to stay safe while having fun.
Here in Gypsum, we have noticed that we have a big community of riders. Riding any type of motor vehicle requires lots of responsibility. So here are a few ways to keep yourself and those around you safe. When riding on an ATV, make sure you have the proper gear. You will need gloves, a chest plate, and a helmet. When riding a UTV, we recommend that you also wear these things. Here in Gypsum, you can go riding at the Red Hill Trails and at the Trail Gulch Trails. Make sure you're staying updated on your registration every single year. If you see a private property sign, make sure you stop and turn around. Try to avoid areas where you may get stuck. If you do get stuck, make sure you have the proper equipment to get out, such as a winch or a tow strap. Night riding can be a lot of fun, but make sure you take things slow and have proper lighting to see the trail ahead. Thanks for taking an adventure with us. I hope you all have a safe trip in your future trips. This has been Braden and Franco.
Man, that sure looks like a lot of fun. The Eagle County Animal Shelter is a place where many dogs and cats get to call home. For more information, we go to Tori and Emmanuel.
Yeah, so my name's Rhiannon Rowe, and I am the Animal Shelter Manager at Eagle County Animal Services. And find a home for them like this. So we house stray, surrendered, and transported animals of Eagle County. So we're here to make sure that animals that come in as strays are cared for, animals that can't be cared for in the home are surrendered to us so we can help them find a new home. My favorite part of our job, my job is finding homes for these animals. Having an animal come in that's just in not the greatest of shape, being able to help rehabilitate them, get them healthy, and find a home for them like this one right here. Homes really quickly, except for her because obviously she came home with me.
Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, we get a lot of animals that aren't in the best of shape. Maybe they're emaciated, just not very healthy. So that's hard to see. It is hard sometimes when we have an animal that's aggressive or medical issues have caused them to not be adoptable. So we do have to make those tough decisions. So that's definitely the hardest part. We have a beautiful husky, kind of a golden Akbosh mix named Marley. He's a love. He came to us as a puppy, adopted out, but his family couldn't care for him anymore. So he was brought back to us, which is okay. He's just a really nice dog, so he's just fun, and I'm hoping to find him a home. In different businesses throughout the valley. Yep, this is Stevie. She's 4 years old. She came to us at 6 weeks with her 5 brothers and her mom, and we were able to find all of them homes really quickly, except for her because obviously she came home with me.
Can you tell us a little bit about Bing?
Yeah, Bing is about 4 months old. She came from outside Moab, so she's very happy, as you can see, and she's ready for her forever home.
Can you tell me a little bit about Sycamore?
Yes. So Sycamore came, just like Bing, right outside of Moab, and she is around 2 months old. Very, very, very sweet. She came with her 4 brothers and sisters, but now she's ready to find her own home.
It's Buttercup. She's one of our older cats here. She needs a really good home.
So Marvel was born here at the shelter about 2 months ago, and he is going to be ready for adoption next week.
Yeah, we always need volunteers. We need advocates for our shelter. We have some students that have done toy and food drives for us where they've placed boxes in different businesses throughout the valley that will help us out. Students have raised money for us. Students, if you're over 16, you're able to come in by yourself and walk the dogs, play with the cats. You can come and help us at events. We always need people there showing the animals, kind of telling others what we do. So just being an advocate for just animal welfare. All of our volunteer information is on our website, so to get started you can just go there. Everything's online, and so a student can go on, fill out that information, watch our training videos, and then if that's something that they think they want to do, they can come in, you can do an orientation, and then you're a full-fledged volunteer.
Hoping to see you guys at the Eagle County Animal Shelter. This has been Tori and Emmanuel.
It's good to know there's a safe place for the animals in our community. Thanks for watching this week's episode of EVTV. We'll see you next time.